It is not just something we admire. It is something we covet, desire, and often even worship. For thousands of years, it has held an almost magical allure, weaving itself into our stories, myths, and also dreams. It has a presence in our world that is unmistakable, and no matter the era, gold continues to captivate us. But why? What makes gold so incredibly special? Today, we're diving into the fascinating history of gold, a journey through ancient myths, powerful symbols, and a legacy of beauty that still inspires us today. So let's explore the deep connection between this precious metal and the cultures that respect it a lot. You might be surprised at how far back our love affair with gold goes, and why it still holds a place of honor in the world of luxury, beauty, and fashion. Long before the age of modern luxury, gold was revered as more than just a commodity. Its allure is ancient, dating back to the first human civilizations. It didn't take long for our ancestors to realize that this metal wasn't just rare, it was divine. Gold is in many ways the perfect material. It doesn't tarnish, it shines eternally, and its rich, warm color evokes feeling of both warmth and mystery. From ancient Egypt to Greece, from Africa to Asia, gold was intangible with the divine, the eternal, and the mystical. It became a symbol of the gods, of power, of life, and ultimately of beauty. But why? Why this metal among so many others? What made gold stand out from all the rest? The answer, I believe, is both simple and complex. Gold's brilliance, its glow, made it a perfect stand-in for the sun, the source of all life. And in many cultures, gold was seen as a physical manifestation of the divine, a link between the gods and humanity. It is no surprise that from the very beginning of recorded history, gold became a symbol of immortality, luxury, and spiritual power. As humans started to create and craft, gold found its way into sacred rituals, tombs, and into the very hands of kings and gods. The passion for gold wasn't something invented in modern times. It's a longing that stretches across the millennia. One of the most intriguing stories about gold comes from Norse mythology. Here, gold wasn't just a precious metal, it was tied to beauty, fertility, and even fate of the gods. The goddess Sif, wife of Thor, was known for her magnificent golden hair. But did you know that her golden locks were the result of a divine trickery? According to myth, the mischief god Loki, driven by jealousy, secretly shaved Sif's hair while she slept. Yes. And Thor, enraged by the loss of his wife's beauty, demanded that Loki restore Sif's hair or face the anger of the thunder god. Loki, let me say, the magician, didn't just return Sif's hair. He had it remade from gold. This golden hair, so divine and beautiful, yes, wasn't just a cosmetic feature. It represented the life, the growth, and the eternal cycle of nature. It was gold that could grow, symbolizing not just wealth, but fertility, vitality, and the very essence of creation. For the Norse, gold was more than just something worn or admired. It was a symbol of the natural forces that govern the world. It was alive as the earth. But not all tales of gold are as beautiful as Sif's. In fact, gold can also be dangerous. The tragic story of King Midas is one of the most famous warnings in mythology about the peril of overindulgence. King Midas, the wealthy ruler of Phrygia, was granted a wish by the god Dionysus. Midas, driven by greed, of course, asked for the ability to turn everything he touched into gold. At first, it was fun. It seemed like the ultimate blessing. Everything from food to furniture transformed into gold. But the blessing soon became a curse. Midas could no longer eat, for even his food turned to gold. He even turned his beloved daughter into a golden statue, and he was totally unable to embrace her. The golden touch once was his dream, but now it felt like a nightmare. In his desperation, Midas bathed in the river of Pactolus, and his golden touch was washed away. But the lesson was so clear. Greed, especially for something as eternal and as powerful as gold, comes with the consequences. Gold is very powerful and very beautiful, yes, but at the same time, it can be just as isolating as it is illuminating. It's a symbol of life, yes, but it can also be a reminder of the emptiness that follows when one desires just too much. In contrast to Midas' tragic story, ancient Egypt saw gold as something almost sacred. In Egypt, gold was not merely a symbol of wealth. It was considered the very flesh of the gods. The Egyptians believed that gold, with its lustrous sheen and indestructible nature, was the material from which the gods themselves were made. Ra, the sun god, was often depicted with a golden disc to symbolize his divine light and power. The pharaohs, as divine rulers, were buried in golden coffins, surrounded by treasures of gold to ensure they would be preserved in the afterlife. Gold in Egypt was not just a luxury, it was essential for immortality. It was not only about material wealth, it was about ensuring that the divine soul would never fade. On the other side of the world, gold held equally sacred meaning among the Ashanti people of West Africa. The Ashanti believed that gold wasn't just something to be worn, it was something to be revered. The golden stool, a sacred symbol of the Ashanti kingdom, was believed to be descended from the heavens, carrying the soul of Ashanti people. This golden stool was a symbol of the king's power, but also, at the same time, it was a symbol of unity and a spiritual connection between the people and the divine. The stool was never to be sat upon, except by the king, and was kept in a special place reserved for the most sacred moments. It wasn't just gold. It was the embodiment of a divine royal connection, a symbol of unity and the sacred power of leadership. In other parts of the world, in Greek mythology, gold was also a prominent feature in many of their most famous stories. From the golden fleece to the golden apple that sparked the Trojan War, gold was central to their tales of power, tales of love and betrayal. For instance, the golden fleece was sought by Jason and the Argonauts. It was a symbol of royal power and divine favor. And who could forget the golden apple, which caused a chain of events that led to one of the most tragic and famous wars in history. Gold here was more than just material wealth. It was a symbol of destiny, conflict, and the clash of great powers. Gold has been with us throughout history, not just as a commodity, but as a living symbol of power, beauty, and divine. It connects us to the past, and it continues to inspire the future, from ancient myths to the most prestigious fashion houses. So, the next time you wear a piece of gold jewelry or admire a golden accessory, remember, you're not just wearing a metal. You're connecting to centuries of culture, beauty, and myth. You're embracing a legacy that has spanned across civilizations and continues to inspire us today. Thank you for joining me on this journey through time and myth. If you enjoyed this exploration into the allure of gold, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, stay tuned for more stories of beauty, luxury, and the power of timeless elements. Until then, keep it all classy.